Hey, Big V here. Today we're talking teams and we're going to talk about how to become great as a buyer's agent. You see, being a specialist in any area of the business elevates your performance in the marketplace. Today, when buyer's agents and listing agents are trying harder than ever to justify the amount of money they charge, it's more important than ever that you understand how important it is to be excellent in your role. So whether you work with just buyers or with buyers and sellers both, being excellent as a buyer's agent is critical to your success. So I'm going to give you the elements we use in buyer agent training, and for those of you that stay tuned to the very end of the video, I'm going to give you access to our full 10-week course on buyer agent mastery. And it's going to be absolutely free right here at the end of the course. So you're going to want to pay attention to what I'm saying during the video and stay till the very end when you can download the link that'll take you into buyer agent mastery. So let's talk about what it means to be excellent. First of all, as a buyer's agent, I'm going to tell you that the minimum level of acceptable performance for being on a team that's coached by Workman is 24 transactions a year. If you're not doing 24 deals a year as a buyer's agent, can I ask you a question? What do you do all day? Like really, seriously. Like if you're not prospecting and you're not showing homes, you're not negotiating contracts, what is it that occupies your day? The idea of being excellent as a buyer's agent means that you don't get up every day and wonder what to do. It means that you have a clear path of the activities that are going to generate the results you want. I really want you to be performing at somewhere between 36 and 48 transactions a year. And as an excellent buyer's agent, you can absolutely do that. And I think that when you do it, you're going to find you'll have better life balance, you'll be focused on dollar productive activities, and you'll allow the team to do all the things they're designed to do. So let's talk about what it means to be a great buyer's agent. First of all, there's really only 2 or 3 things that you need to do. The first one is prospect, the next one is show homes, the third one is negotiate contracts. I'm going to say it over and over and over again. So how do we prospect? As you go through buyer agent mastery, which is part of the link I'm going to give you at the very end of the video, you're going to go through and you're going to learn how to get on the phones, how to actually communicate with people in a way that gets them excited to talk to you so that when you call, you show up with something of value. We're going to teach you how to build relationships using the Ford dialogue, asking simple questions about their family, their occupation, their recreation, and their dreams. You're going to learn the LP Mama script. You ready for LP Mama? Location, price, motivation, working with an agent, qualify for a mortgage, and set the appointment. When you learn how to ask the right questions, it always ends with set the appointment. And the LP MAM script sets the appointment even earlier. I'm going to teach you the process of the A, B's, and C's of lead management. How do you move someone from a B to an A or a C to a B? It's a methodical process. You see, one thing you have to realize that in real estate is we don't talk people into buying or moving houses. It's not our job to convince people they should move. Our job is to be a trusted resource and to be at the front of their mind at the moment the life event occurs that causes them to move, and to give them information that allows them to have confidence moving forward. And so in the very first course, we're going to talk about getting on the phones. The second course is fun. It's laid out in working with buyers. And so how do you actually go out and show homes? What is it you do to demonstrate a property with enthusiasm and tie it into the needs and the wants and desires of that buyer? In class number 4, we use the showing time script, which is how do you really shadow excellent performers? And how do you be a fly on the wall to watch how the great people do it in showing properties? We're going to show you how to do it, what to do, and how to be quiet in the process so you're invited back to the next showing. In class number 4, in the buyer agent mastery, we're going to go deep into prioritization and helping you really run your perfect week schedule. We're going to talk about your daily success habits as a buyer's agent. Everybody has habits. My question to you right now is it possible that we could change some of your current habits with better habits? If the answer is yes, then in session number 4, we're going to talk about creating the habits of success as a buyer's agent. Class 5, we talk about smart prospecting. And prospecting is all about what are the activities that create the result that you want. We believe that everybody should have 4 pillars of income. And if your goal is to sell 2 transactions a month, each pillar should have an action plan that generates enough leads to sell 2 homes out of each pillar. And so we're going to help you with your top 50, your sphere of influence, how to work your database effectively, how to work open houses, and literally how to overcome objections that come up as a result of following up with leads. We're going to put you in a position so that people think of you first when they think about moving homes. What happens as a buyer's agent when a property goes under contract? No one teaches you what to do. What do you say? How do you follow up? What's the process of communication so that the buyers don't fall out, that they know what to expect when the inspections happen and they occur and things are out wrong with the house? When you're showing 30-year-old properties, they have 30-year-old electrical and 30-year-old plumbing. And how do you set the buyer's expectations to know what's going to happen before it it happens so it doesn't kill deals. You want your clients to be educated, and it's your job as a great buyer's agent to be that source of education. Class number 7 gets into business planning and really thinking strategically about how to build those 4 pillars of income. We didn't do that in the beginning because we want you on the phones right away. And so now we're going to talk about strategically designing the life that you want. It's about having balance in your family, faith, friends, fun, and fitness. It's also about having real specific activities that you focus on when you start your day. I'll tell you that in session number 8, when a contract goes to closing, this is where buyer's agents earn the money. A lot of people think that the hard part of the business is showing houses. I'm telling you, it's not. The hardest part of the business is finding people who want to buy or sell houses and then keeping the deal together and getting to the closing. So how do you end up at a closing and not just be wallpaper at the closing table? How do you actually have value at the closing table? You help them with their loan approval, their home inspection, their appraisal, with the title search, the preliminary title search, how to understand all that information. We help them with their homeowner's insurance and understanding what's important, especially with first-time home buyers. And then your final walkthrough, a lot of agents skip this step. This is where our money is earned. It's when you inspect whether or not the seller did the things they committed to in the contract. If not, this is your opportunity to make sure that those things happen. It's your job to look out for your buyer's best interest. You're not a neutral facilitator in this process. A great buyer's agent represents the buyer, and there's no question as the value. They do a closing disclosure review when you see all of the property disclosures and all of the financial disclosures that come from title and from the mortgage company, and you review them with what was promised, and you make sure that the client's not getting charged for things they shouldn't be charged for. There are so many junk fees and crap fees and interest rate changes that happen during a transaction, and if you're not aware of it, your client starts to wonder what your value is in the process. And then the closing appointment. I encourage you to always show up at the closing appointment and be present and help them understand the documentation. When it comes time to now move into the home, your job as an agent is to make that transition easy. Are you helping them transfer utilities, giving them a checklist? Are you identifying great restaurants and places in the area that they can now go to get something to eat? Resources their family might need. House cleaners, window cleaners, people that can do their lawn maintenance, or even just a great place to get sushi after the big move. Your job as a buyer's agent is to be the center of the community that they're moving into, and so they rely on you as a valuable resource through that entire process. And then when they move in, and using the right inspection company, somebody like A Pillar to Post, you're going to find that you'll get key codes and manuals to all of the different appliances in the home that you can deliver as part of your home inspection that blows them away with the extra things that you deliver as part of a buyer's agent. You have such a great opportunity today to be excellent as a buyer's agent. You know why? Because so few agents are excellent. They do the minimum they need to do to get paid at the closing. So are you ready to elevate? Are you ready to go to the next stratosphere as a buyer's agent, to take your engagement? I promise you that as you go through Buyer Agent Mastery, which I'm going to give you as a free download, you're going to learn better prospecting skills. You're going to learn how to lead convert. You're going to discover how to do a buyer consultation that justifies the dollars you charge and be able to get paid a fair commission for the services you provide. I'm going to teach you how to negotiate when someone says another agent will do it for less, or when you get in multiple offer situations. What are the skills you need to be an effective negotiator, and then how to manage your time effectively so you truly can have it all. You can have a great life, you can have great balance, and you can have a great business. And then last but not least, we're going to teach you how to hold yourself accountable to make sure that you make the commitments, that you keep the commitments you made to your family, to your friends, to your faith, to your fun, to your fitness, and you have the ability to have the level of finances. As you work and you strive to become a better buyer's agent, I'm going to encourage you to just do a few extra things. Number 1, study the market. Set yourself up as a buyer in different price points. Really learn what's coming on the market, what's going off the market, what's selling, what's expiring, what the price per square foot is. Look who certain builders are who built in certain areas, and you start to get a feeling for neighborhoods so that you can add value to conversations. Practice your communication skills. Use things like in Workbench, the role play bot, which is an AI-generated practice tool that our clients use to practice their scripts and dialogue. Learn how to be a good listener. God gave you one mouth and 2 ears because they want you to listen twice as much as you speak. Learn how to be a better negotiator and practice persistence. Do the right thing every single day. Don't just focus on continuing education to get the hours. Get continuing education that helps you be better at the business. And last but not least, do everything with a high level of integrity. Being great as a buyer's agent isn't hard, but it does require effort, persistence, and the right plan. I encourage you now to download right here. Here it is in the video. Just download it. Buyer Agent Mastery. It's our secret sauce to creating rockstar buyer's agents. You too can become a phenomenal buyer's agent. Are you ready to take it to the next level? Download and then do the work, and I'll see you on the next video.